Hello and welcome to Thompson Field for Third 304 Sports. I'm Rodrigo Aviles, joined here by my partner Clint McLeod, getting ready for a men's soccer matchup between Virginia Tech and the visiting Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Both of these teams currently at the bottom of the ACC standings, so it'll be interesting to see what plays out tonight.
Exactly, Rodrigo. Virginia Tech is entering after a difficult loss to Pittsburgh, 3-1. They were tied in the 70th minute, and then they let 3 goals in 4 minutes. Also against Boston College, they had the lead with 7 seconds remaining and give up a set-piece goal, and in double overtime, they end up tying. So a couple of disappointing results for Virginia Tech where victory or a competitive tie was in reach. But for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they have a lot of inexperience, some of which is starting today.
Of course, as you said, Patrick Coleman and Tyler Shea, two players who have 11 appearances so far in the season, but they didn't play a single minute their freshman year, so they come into their sophomore year and they're getting starts and a lot of appearances. Coach Chad Riley really taking a liking to some of these younger players and giving them minutes on the field. With that said, let's get into your starting lineups of the night. For Notre Dame, they'll be wearing white with blue letters. Starting in goal, number 1, Duncan Turnbull. The defenders, Philip Quinton, Felician Dumas, Senan Farley, and Patrick Coleman. In the midfield, they will have Michael Pellegrino, Jack Casey, and Aiden McFadden, and Mohamed Omar. And they have two forwards, the partnership with Jack Lynn and Ian Asheris. And who will be taking the field for the Virginia Tech Hokies tonight, Clint?
Yeah, so Virginia Tech will be wearing all maroon with the orange lettering. In the net, unsurprisingly, Matthias Swaneveld. He has 34 saves on the season. He's been starting almost every game, only replaced a little bit at the end of a blowout against Gardner-Webb. In the back line, we'll be joined by Will Mejia, redshirt senior defender. No surprise there. Same with Hagley, he was a sophomore defender, will be getting the start tonight alongside John Ingeson, the senior defender from Iceland, who has been anchoring the back line. And finally, wrapping up the back line is Nical Clark-Smith. He has 1 goal in the season, another senior defender. He's very versatile for head coach Mike Brizendine. He can go up to the midfield, stay up and forward where his lone goal came from, but primarily they use his big body, 6'2" frame in the back line. Wrapping up the midfielders, Brendan Moyer, unsurprising there, a senior, usually plays forward, but have him sliding him back to the midfield, a strong player. Christo Strickler, who we will be highlighting later in the broadcast, has 8 goals on the season, has been leading the team in several different categories. Definitely their biggest threat on the offensive side. Jacob Lapovich, another junior, wrapping up some of the more midfield. Daniel Pereira, the freshman, very exciting to watch him. He has great control of the ball. Unsurprising that he gets the start. He has been a standout player this season. And then finally, James Kasak, 5'9", another senior. So the Virginia Tech has a lot more experience than their counterparts in Notre Dame.
Notre Dame coming into this game with the series lead, having 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. But on the flip side of that coin, Virginia Tech having the last 2 victories. So recent history favoring the Hokies, but overall, it looks like the Fighting Irish have the Hokies number. The last victory was a 5-2 win here in Thompson Field when the Hokies went down 2-0, and after that, after halftime, they scored 5 goals to rally and get the victory.
Yeah, 2 of those goals came from Christo Strickler, another one from Nical Clark-Smith. I think really the change in terms of how the season series has started has been because of Mike Brizendine. He took over 11 seasons ago. His record does not reflect about how he's brought this program to its pristine within the ACC. He's 77, 98, and 27 in that time. But his first couple years, as understandable, Virginia Tech was at the very bottom of ACC play almost every year. So it took a couple years to get things going, but it looks really solid now. The series with Notre Dame started in 2001. Notre Dame dominated it up until 2003, where it took a 10-year break as there were changes in conferences until 2013, and then for the next couple years, Notre Dame dominated it until the last 2, like you spoke about, where Virginia Tech is starting to claw their way back into the series. But more importantly, Virginia Tech is looking for their first ACC win of the year as the Fighting Irish come to visit.
Kickoff just moments away here at Thompson Field. It's a beautiful afternoon, about 62 degrees. Fall finally seeming to settle in here in Blacksburg as we're getting ready for kickoff. Tonight, the man with the whistle, the center referee, Carmen Serbio, and his assistants will be Kevin Vito and Chris Romack. Virginia Tech getting ready, attacking from left to right, as you said, in the maroon, while Notre Dame attacking from right to left with the kickoff.
As you can see, unsurprisingly, Christo Strickler is set out wide, closer to our sideline near the fans. He likes to play the ball out, but you will usually see him peruse the back line of the defenders looking for opening. So look for Virginia Tech to find the feet of Christo Strickler early and often if they want to find success in today's game.
And it looks like Ian Asheris, the striker for Notre Dame, getting ready to get things started here as Enter Sandman plays. Of course, it is homecoming weekend here in Blacksburg for Virginia Tech. The festivities getting started, of course. The men's football team will be getting ready to take on UNC tomorrow. And a women's soccer game right after this game. You can also tune in for that. Clint and I will be on the call for that game as VT women's soccer gets ready to take on Wake Forest.
You know, a doubleheader, love a good doubleheader. We have a beautiful crowd here tonight. Like you said, 62 degrees. The sun is setting in the west over behind the scoreboard behind McComas Hall. The giveaway today was rally towels. So if you see fans whirling around these rally towels, getting excited, unsurprisingly, and a couple of the women's soccer players are starting to trickle in. They're going to sit down, enjoy the game, and then get ready for their battle against Wake Forest. We can see Emily Gray, who unfortunately suffered a season-ending ACL injury. We'll talk about her in our next broadcast. Hobbles on into the first row.
And the first kickoff is on the way as Notre Dame gets things started with a long kick forward. Goes out for a throw. Now it's Notre Dame on the ball, playing it in the back.
Look for Notre Dame to control the ball early. They definitely want to get the ball out of Christo Strickler's feet.
Felician Dumont with a big ball looking for a Asheris. It's cleared out by Will Mejia. Falls to the feet of the Fighting Irish. Now it's Christo Strickler on the ball, but he's brought down for an early foul.
Like I said, you know, that was a solid in-transition foul. Christo Strickler had his man beat, but he was just pulled down by Muhammad Omar.
Eggenson on the ball. Big boot up top. Ball's cleared out by Notre Dame and falls to the feet of Swinneveld.
And that was an early turnover by Ingeson. They have to control the back line if they look to have success against the solid Notre Dame midfield.
Moyer's on the ball. Plays it back to Clark Smith. Trying to find Strickler. Some miscommunication there, and the ball is at the feet of Notre Dame. Virginia Tech back on the ball with Mejia. Playing it out wide. Finds the feet of Kasak. Goes back to Mejia. Mejia out wide for Clark Smith. Virginia Tech right now possessing the ball, moving it around with some quick passes. Notre Dame applying some pressure was Mejia, who escapes the pressure from the Fighting Irish. Goes up top, finds Blacklock out wide. Blacklock with the touch. Goes back in for Kasak. Kasak with plenty of space takes the shot. Looked like it might have been a cross, but it sails over the crossbar, so it'll be a goal kick for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Christo Strickler was on the back post. I think he just kind of sailed that too far, tried to evade the defender, which was Dumas, but Christo Strickler was not able to get a head on it. He'd probably have to be another 5 feet taller to reach that one.
Turnbull getting ready to kick things off. Sends a big ball forward. Clark Smith heads it down to Moyer. Moyer pops it back up. Blacklock with a header trying to find Strickler. Ball goes out for a Notre Dame throw-in. Patrick Coleman getting ready to take the throw. Finds Jack Lynn. Jack Lynn having a great year for the Fighting Irish. top goal scorer for them, and of course got the win, the game-winning goal against Duke the other night.
Yeah, exactly. He is no stranger to big scenarios. He scored the game-winning goal against 10th-ranked Virginia with 1 second left in the NCAA tournament off of a header. So Jack Lynn, 7 goals so far this season. He's looking to add more to that total here against Virginia Tech.
Dumas still on the ball. Now it's Lynn, but a good tackle there from a Virginia Tech player, and it's Pereira on the ball. Dribbling. Finds Strickler out wide. Strickler with space, taking inside the 18-yard box, looks like trying to find Moyer in the middle, but cleared out there. So a Virginia Tech corner coming up.
Yeah, it was beautiful recovery from Quinton on the backside, saving a goal, but it looked like Strickler just had his man beat on the beautiful through ball, and he was able to take it straight to goal. Didn't have the angle on Turnbull, laid a beautiful ball across the middle on the ground, but just beautiful save by Quinton, preventing an easy goal from Lapovich.
K-Sack getting ready to take the corner. Plenty of men in the box for Virginia Tech. Ball whipped in. It looks like it's Ingerson with the shot, but great hands there by Turnbull.
Ingerson just came out of nowhere with a little flick of the head, and that was a beautiful save by Turnbull. That was going sneak right underneath the crossbar, and he was able to get his hands on that one.
Big boot forward, and now it's Jack Lynn trying to get the ball, but it's cleared out there for a Notre Dame throw-in.
That was a good recovery by Moyers, just able to head the ball out and prevent any counterattack.
Fighting Irish on the ball, taking it out wide. A cross goes in, trying to find a Sherris. He gets a touch with the shot. Oh, what a great save by Sweneveld. Goes out for the corner kick, saved by Sweneveld. It was a Sherris with the shot, a close-range shot. And now, first corner of the game for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move by Sherris, and he had a one-on-one shot with Swaneveld. And luckily for Virginia Tech, they kicked it right at him. Swaneveld wasn't really sure which way to dive, kind of turned his back and slid into the ball, and it ricocheted right off his shin guard. So lucky for the Hokies, it is not 1-0 early.
Both teams with great chances so far. Ball crossed in for Notre Dame, falls in the middle. Looks like it's a Sherris playing it out wide. Gets the ball back, dribbles forward, trying to look for the cross, takes it in, but it's cleared out there by the Hokies.
Yeah, Lapovich was able to, track back from his forward position. He was able to finally clear the ball for Virginia Tech, who was having trouble off of the set piece.
So now it's Notre Dame still on the ball, playing it in the back with Philip Quinton. Quinton once again on the ball. The Notre Dame center back goes out wide, but miscommunication there. Passed it to no one, and now it's a Virginia Tech throw-in in their attacking half.
Yeah, he was thinking that Farley was going to track back for that one, but Farley had his back turned, was nowhere in the area, and just a unfortunate turnover, and the ball goes right back to Virginia Tech on the throw-in.
It was Haugley on the ball, and he finds Pereira with a wonderful turn, has plenty of space. He's attacking now. Cuts it back in, goes out wide to Clark Smith. Clark Smith with a touch there, goes at a Strickler. Strickler back to Clark Smith near the top of the 18, goes back to Haugley. Haugley winds it up. It's a shot, but it goes to Moyer's feet. Moyer's trying to turn around and get the shot off, but it's blocked there by Notre Dame and falls to the hands of Turnbull.
That was great movement by Virginia Tech off of the passes and on the low ground cross, but for Notre Dame, they got lucky on that one. That Moyer's shot was blocked, but it was good rallying defensive effort, and the ball just skips into the hands of Turnbull.
So now it's Philip Quinton on the ball for Notre Dame. Big boot once again, trying to find a Sherris, but falls to Igginson, who clears it out. Clark Smith falls after getting bumped by Lynn. It'll be a fall. It'll be a foul. Free kick for the Hokies.
He's holding the back of his head, so it looked like he might have been inadvertently checked in the back of the head. Didn't look like too much contact, but contact nonetheless to the back of the head. So Clark Smith falls down wisely, and the referee awards a quick play free kick to Virginia Tech.
Looks like it's K-Sack on the ball. He's doing a great job dribbling, but he loses it. Now it's Notre Dame going the other way with a Sherris trying to find a teammate in the middle, but it's cleared out there by Igginson. So going out for another corner, second corner of the game for the Fighting Irish.
Exactly. Like you said, second quarter of the game, I think whoever's going to score first is really going to come off the set piece. The back lines for both teams are looking pretty solid in terms of the turn of play, but both of them have shown an inability to clear the ball off the initial play. So if you're Notre Dame or Virginia Tech on vice versa, whoever's on offense needs to stick with the play and look for an inadvertent rebound off a defender to put it in.
The ball is crossed in, and it's headed out. Goal kick for Virginia Tech. Looks like it was Aiden McFadden trying to get the header, but hit it far over the crossbar. So now it's a goal kick. Matthias Sweneveld getting ready to kick it forward.
Yeah, McFadden only 5'10", but he was able to get up on that one.
Haugley pressured there. Intercepted by Notre Dame. Falls to the feet of Jack Lynn. Jack Lynn on the top of the 18. Good clear there by Clark Smith, who poked it out for a throw-in near the corner flag here on the left touch line.
You know, Clark Smith hasn't started every game for the Hokies, but a good start for him today. His body and his physicality and his finesse is able to keep Jack Lynn. As we're speaking of that, a beautiful move from Notre Dame.
Looks like it was Patrick Coleman who had got a lovely meg there on Clark Smith, but Clark Smith recovering as the ball went out for, looks like a Notre Dame corner kick. One more for them. Felician Dumas getting ready to take it.
You know, we talked about Coleman in the open, one of those young guys that have gotten the start for Notre Dame, and he is playing solid to start.
The ball is crossed into the middle. Players jumping, falls to the feet of Notre Dame. Good cut in there by Patrick Coleman. Plays it out wide. Another cross whipped in, but straight to the hands of Sweneveld.
You know, that was solid defending by the Hokies. You know, Clark Smith did get nutmegged on that beautiful play by Coleman, but it was good recovery to poke it out on a Jack Lynn attempt. But the Hokies' defense is looking solid to start, especially in the back line. I think communication will be key as the game goes forward.
Some good action here early in the game. Some good back and forth between the Fighting Irish and the Hokies, as Notre Dame is once again on the ball with Patrick Coleman with the cut in, finds Jack Lynn. Jack Lynn taking on Mejia, going out wide. He falls down in the penalty box, but the ref is waving his hands. He says no, telling Jack Lynn to get up. He's not happy about that. Carmen Serbio on top of the play. It was Jack Lynn taking the ball into the box, going one-on-one with Mejia, falling down inside the penalty area, but there was a no call there by Carmen Serbio.
I thought that was solid defending by Mejia. Obviously, there was contact both ways, but I feel like Jack Lynn went down a little too easy, and I think the referee agrees with me on that one. Good no call.
Of course, here in collegiate soccer, there's no video assistant referee as has been implemented in most professional leagues. So no VAR replay here in the NCAA. As action once again getting started, it's Haugley on the ball for Virginia Tech, who plays it in for Pereira. Goes back to Mejia. Mejia with time and space sends it back to Sweneveld. Sweneveld with a long ball up top. Looks like Moyer got the header to it, but cleared out by Farley. Falls to the feet of Omar, who goes out wide to Coleman. Coleman in for Lynn, who goes back to Omar. Lynn once again over the top ball for Patrick Coleman. Patrick Coleman out wide on the left side looking to get the cross in. Whips it in. Igginson pops it out for a corner kick. Good clearance there by John Igginson.
Yeah, that was a solid clearance by him, able to track back. He's 6'1", so he didn't have to jump too high to get that. But the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense is severely heavying on that left side, the near sideline against the Hal Clark Smith back line. And it's a big combination of Coleman and Lynn working those 1-2 touches. So far their offense is in fluid, and they earn their fourth corner kick of the game.
It was Virginia Tech attacking early, but these past couple minutes, it's been all Notre Dame so far with their fourth corner of the game already. Ball's crossed in, cleared out there by Clark Smith. Headed it back in by Notre Dame. Ball falls right into the hands of Sweneveld again. Sweneveld goes out wide to Kasak. Kasak gets the ball stolen there by McFadden. McFadden attacking now, entering the 18-yard box, trying to look for the crossover. The shot cuts it back in. Still McFadden cleared out there by Igginson. Falls to Blacklock, who sends it forward. Moyer's on the ball. A quick counterattack. Ooh, lovely play there to get past Omar. Virginia Tech looks for Pereira, or that might have been Labovitz, who had the shot on Turnbull's goal. So now Notre Dame going the other way with Jack Lynn playing it back to Patrick Coleman. Patrick Coleman brought down by Haugley right on the touchline. Great counterattack by Virginia Tech, but unable to finish.
Yeah, Lapovitz had a solid shot on goal. It seemed like it was rushed a little bit. It was a one-timer, just kind of a weak dribbler out to Turnbull. And now Notre Dame earns a free kick off of the reckless tackle from Haugley, but no card issued.
Notre Dame on the ball with Patrick Coleman. Good clear there by Clark Smith. Sends it out for a Notre Dame throw-in.
Another solid clearance by Nickel Clark-Smith. He has been very busy in the opening 15 minutes of this game. Notre Dame definitely attacking him early and often.
Notre Dame attacking now. Cleared out there by Igginson.
That one sent into the fans.
Looks like Jacqueline dribbling in, trying to get a shot off. He was approaching the 6-yard box, getting really close, but unable to get the shot. So now, another throw-in for for Notre Dame. Played in by Coleman, finds Lynn. Lynn sends it in for Jack Casey. Jack Casey sends the cross in. Headed it down for a goal kick. So now Virginia Tech's ball. 4 shots for Virginia Tech, 2 on target. Only 1 shot on target for Notre Dame so far.
Yeah, definitely. Notre Dame has kind of dominated the set-piece corners aspect, but have not been able to, centralize their attack and able to get a shot off of Swaneveld. A lot of it is just kind of headers or small dribblers of uncontrolled clearances that kind of fall into his lap.
15 minutes have now gone by. Good game here in Thompson Field. Some exciting football. Patrick Coleman on the ball. Goes in the middle for Casey. Casey will play it back for Dumas. Plays it in the middle for Farley. Farley was trying to find McFadden on the far right side, but unable to get to complete the pass. So another throw in for Virginia Tech. Kasak takes the throw, going back to Igginson, who's pressured by Asheras, but able to but it's a big ball to Christo Strickler, but cleared out by Dumas. Turnbull came out and collided with his own teammate. Now it's Notre Dame going the other way, trying to find Asheras. Swaneveld on the ball with a chip to Mejia, who brings it down to Haugley. Ball goes to Pereira, but he gets it stolen by Omar. And Haugley gets it back for Virginia Tech. Lovely 1-2. Haugley still on the ball, going forward. Finds Labovitz. Labovitz cuts in, cuts back out, gets the shot off. Oh, kick save there by Turnbull. There was a minor deflection, but Turnbull with some great reflexes gets the save there. Now Notre Dame trying to get the counterattack. It's Jack Lynn trying to find Asheras there, but cleared out by Mejia. Notre Dame still on the ball. Ball whipped in for McFadden. McFadden near the touchline tries to get the cross in, but falls right to the hand of Swaneveld.
Yeah, during that counterattack, Virginia Tech was looking for a foul on Moyers, but the referee believed that Moyers was kind of exaggerating the call, which I do agree. He did seem to go down too easily and too, it didn't look genuine. So they told him to get up, and the counterattack continued.
It was Labovitz with the shot earlier who got it deflected off a Notre Dame defender. So a wonderful reflex save from Turnbull on that play.
Yeah, Turnbull was already in mid-air when the shot went off, and he was able to stick out his hand and stop the ball in the tracks before it could get to the back of the net.
And, Clint, as we saw earlier, when these teams were warming up, Notre Dame with an interesting warm-up technique, one of the assistant coaches brought out a tennis racket and some tennis balls.
Yeah, exactly. It was really working on their hand-eye coordination. Sometimes, the soccer ball can be too large and it's difficult to kind of handle. So if you can handle a much smaller tennis ball coming at you at a faster rate off of a hard-hitted racket, it really works on your hand-eye coordination. And I can, strongly say that warm-up definitely helped Turnbull and able to locate the soccer ball quickly and get a handout in order to deflect it.
So Notre Dame once again on the ball with Patrick Coleman. Plays it back in for Farley. Farley going out wide, trying to find his teammate there on the far right side. Lovely first touch to bring it in. Looks like it's wonderful shot there, but good save by Sweneveld. Great shot turned away by Sweneveld there to keep this game scoreless. So now another corner kick coming up for Notre Dame.
Yeah, that looked like Pellegrino on the shot. He was able to take a couple touches to his left foot and just fire a back shoulder shot, and Sweneveld just laid out, was praying to get a finger on it, and thankfully he does. Otherwise, that's 1-0 Irish.
Dumas with the corner. Looks like Clark Smith clears it out. So now another throw in for the Fighting Irish.
You know, the Irish offense so far, they are looking to spread the field. They are attacking the outside backs of Virginia Tech, and I believe that's Clark Smith and Mejia, and it's working so far, but Virginia Tech is going more towards a central attack with Lapovich. We thought it would go more to Strickler on the outside, but Lapovich has gotten a lot of touches early.
Asheris brought down by Clark Smith, so now a free kick for the Fighting Irish. The ball was still moving, but it looks like the Fighting Irish wanted to do a quick start, but Dumas will wait for his teammates to get inside the 18-yard box before sending the cross in. Players lined up on the top of the 18-yard box as the cross goes in, falls to the feet of Jacqueline, but Clark Smith able to intercept it and clear it out. Big boot upfield, trying to find Christo Strickler, but it was Farley who headed it out for the Fighting Irish. So now it's Patrick Coleman on the ball, taking it forward, dispossessed by Pereira, who blows the whistle, calls the foul. Quick start for Virginia Tech. Christo Strickler on the ball, finds Clark Smith. Clark Smith with a big kick up forward, trying to find Labovitz. Cleared out there by Quinton.
Yeah, the Notre Dame defense and midfield are doing a very good job of limiting Strickler's touches. He was just able to possess that one off of the turnover, and almost immediately Coleman and Dumas double-teamed him and forced him to give it up to Clark Smith. So the game strategy so far for Coach Riley is just to limit Strickler's touches, and they're double-teaming him almost like he's in the paint in basketball.
Of course, Christo Strickler with a first-half hat trick in his last time here at Thompson Field. He was able to score 3 goals against Gardner-Webb, and that was his first career hat trick, and what a season he's put together so far.
Exactly. 8 goals, 3 assists so far, 13 points, and he's only taken 30 shots. He was second-team All-ACC last year and hoping to build off of it, which he has this year.
So now it's Christo Strickler on the ball. Lovely turn there to get away from Coleman. Sends the cross in, trying to find Blacklock, but it's cleared out there by Farley. Haugley with the shot, deflected once again. Cleared out there by the Notre Dame defense, but it falls to Kasak. Kasak fighting off McFadden, sends it out wide to Blacklock. Blacklock finds Pereira in the middle. Pereira's still on the ball, goes out wide here on the close touch line to Christo Strickler. Christo Strickler dribbling it, sends it back to Clark Smith. Clark Smith finds Moyer. Moyer back to Clark Smith for the 1-2. But a soft cross, off-balance cross there from Clark Smith. So ball's cleared out, falls to the feet of Will Mejia, who plays it to Haugley. Haugley to Moyer. Moyer trying to find Labovitz in the middle. Cleared out by Notre Dame. Virginia Tech trying to get a touch of the ball. Mejia jumping over Asheris to get the header. But now it's Notre Dame going the other way.
It's a foot race.
Ooh, cleared there by Iggenson. He won the race that time. Ball goes out, and it'll be a Virginia Tech throw-in.
That was a solid attack from Virginia Tech. Moyer was not able to connect on the 1-2 strike to Clark Smith. Despite how fast Clark Smith really is, Moyer put a little bit too much on it, and that resulted in the off-balance cross that turned the ball over to the Fighting Irish.
So now Virginia Tech playing in the back. Will Mejia on the ball. Plays it for Pereira, who goes to the far side to Kasak. Kasak in for Moyer. Ball goes out, and the refs were uncertain, but the flag now comes up. Virginia Tech throw-in. Kasak throws it in, trying to find Labovitz. Falls to Labovitz's feet now, but he's bounced off by Farley. Now it's Patrick Coleman here on the left touch line. Coleman still on the ball. Finds Omar, but Omar gives it up. It was Clark Smith who had the ball for the Hokies, but he also gave it up as well. So now it's Notre Dame going the other way. Good through ball there to find Asheris. Asheris going out wide. Notre Dame attacking now. Virginia Tech have numbers in the back, trying to find Lynn. Tipped away by Clark Smith. Now it's Patrick Coleman on the ball. Gets stolen by Strickler, and Strickler, big boot up forward, trying to find Labovitz, but falls to the feet of Quinton. Quinton settles it, tries to find Omar, but Haugley gets the ball back, so now it's Moyer. Brendan Moyer for Virginia Tech, attacking now. Pereira on the ball. Plays it back for Haugley, who goes out wide for Kasak. Kasak taking on the defenders, going out wide, trying to find the cross and whips it in, but straight to the hands of Turnbull.
That was a solid all-around possession from Virginia Tech. Notre Dame tries to start quickly, but Strickler was able to track back, almost play like a little mini defender there, and able to stop the Notre Dame attack and give the defense a little bit of a break.
It was Seenan Farley trying to find Michael Pellegrino for Notre Dame, but the ball went out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. Looks like it's Brendan Moyers going to take the throw on the far side. About 25 minutes gone here in the first half. Still 0-0 between Virginia Tech and Notre Dame as Moyer gets ready for the big throw-in. Winds up sends the ball into the middle. Igginson gets a touch to it, but cleared out by Lynn. Ball falls back to the feet of Virginia Tech. It's Moyer, crosses it in, headed out by Omar. McFadden on the ball near the corner flag, but he was fouled there by Moyer.
And Moyer just got a little bit too aggressive there, kind of frustrated. His crosses were strongly blocked by the Irish defensive line and just got a foot in there, clipped the leg there, and easy foul call.
Turnbull, long kick forward, trying to find one of his teammates. Ball goes to the feet of Jack Lynn, who gets the ball taken away by Haugley. Lynn pleading to Carmen Serbio, the center referee, for a foul, but didn't get the call. So it's Notre Dame on the ball with Farley. Farley taking the ball forward. Goes out wide to Coleman. Patrick Coleman finding Asheris in the middle. Asheris going out wide to Jack Lynn. Good return ball to Asheris. Asheris trying to find a teammate, but cleared out by Igginson. It looks like could have been McFadden in the middle. Patrick Coleman sends the ball in. Cleared out there by Pereira. So another corner kick for Notre Dame.
Yes, they're sixth of the game, but on that previous play, that was great positioning by the goalie, Matthias Swaneveld, giving the only option for Cameron was to cross it into the middle. If he tried to put a shot on goal just because of the poor angle, it would have gone right into Swaneveld's hands.
So now it's Felician Dumas for Notre Dame. Takes the corner, ball sent in the middle. Cleared out, but falls to the feet of Dumas again. Pressured by Pereira. Patrick Coleman on the ball, pressured by Strickler. Finds Dumas, and Dumas will go back to Quinton.
A good reset for the Irish.
Sends it to Farley. Farley taking his space, dribbling it forward. But a misplaced pass sees Virginia Tech clear it out. And it looks like it was Labovitz who couldn't get the touch on it, so now it's a Notre Dame throw-in. Ball to Farley. Ball gets stolen by Virginia Tech. Now it's Blacklock. Finds Moyer. Moyer tries to return it to Blacklock. The ball gets deflected off Blacklock for Notre Dame throw-in. So McFadden on the ball. Ball gets played back to Farley. Farley goes to Quinton. Quinton finds Dumas. Dumas with time and space will return it to Quinton. Pretty even game so far here at Thompson Field. Both teams having some good chances but unable to capitalize on them. As Will Mejia sends the ball into the stands. Might have hit some fans, but they look okay over there. So Notre Dame throw-in.
Like you said, it's a pretty even game so far. None of these teams have been able to capitalize on their chances, but I think a breakthrough will be coming before the end of the
Lynn on
first
the
half.
ball, entering the 18-yard box. Sorry to interrupt you there, Clint, but Notre Dame attacking with Omar. Omar sends it in for Asheris. Asheris with the turn, unable to get past Mejia, who was looking for the foul, didn't get it, so Notre Dame's still on the ball.
Yeah, Mejia unfooled by that 180 turn. Pretty impressive there, but Mejia was able to stand his ground and clear the ball despite looking for a foul.
So the ball gets cleared, and now it's Notre Dame playing it in the middle with McFadden, who will give it off to Omar. Omar to Dumas. Dumas trying to find McFadden. Intercepted there by Haugley. Haugley still dribbling forward, trying to get a touch. Ball falls to Quinton for Notre Dame. So now it's Notre Dame on the ball. Patrick Coleman, trying to find McFadden. Not the loveliest of passes, so the ball will go out for Virginia Tech throw-in. Clark Smith getting ready to take the throw here on the near touch line. Throw trying to find Labovitz, but it was headed it out by Omar.
Looks like we'll do that all over again.
Christo Strickler checking in. Ball gets played to him. Great pass there to Moyer with the lovely step over to get Omar off him. Now it's Pereira on the ball. Asheris trying to catch him, but he can't. Pereira keeps on going forward. He'll find Kasak out wide on the far side. Kasak marked there. Now it was Casey on the ball for Notre Dame. Plays it back to Turnbull. Turnbull with the big boot. Sends it forward. Trying to find McFadden. McFadden gets the header. It fell to Haugley, who sent the ball forward with a big kick. And the ball still in play. It's Christo Strickler who sends the cross and cleared out there by Quinton. Quinton cleared it to Patrick Coleman, who sends it forward, trying to find Asheris. Asheris on the ball. He was getting tugged there by Haugley. So the ref will bring it back. Earlier in that play, it was a big boot by Haugley. Looks like the ball was going out, but Strickler was able to keep it in. And now it's Dumas and Asheris talking to the center referee, Carmen Serbio.
I think they're asking about the advantage there. I think the advantage was clearly given, but Strickler was holding his man back, and a good call by the referee to bring the advantage back and keep it in the favor of Notre Dame.
So now Farley on the ball. Finds McFadden. McFadden out wide. Lovely turn in. Looks like he might be Igginson. Igginson finds... he'll be offside. McFadden was trying to take on Igginson, and Igginson got the tackle off, and the ball fell to Casey. Casey tried to return it to McFadden, but McFadden was offsides.
Yeah, like you said, McFadden was offsides. It was a beautiful 1-2 touch, but if it wasn't for Igginson taking that step forward after the challenge, he's into goal. But it was a bang-bang play. I think the assistant referee nailed it on the far sideline. Like you said, those are the types of plays that are really challenge the referee's calls, and I think they got it right on that one.
Of course, offsides, one of the toughest rules to call for a referee. Assistant referees always in line with the second and last defender looking for those calls, but they can be very rough sometimes. So now it's Notre Dame on the ball with Jack Lynn. He gets depossessed by Clark Smith. Clark Smith sends the ball out wide, trying to find Christo Strickler. Ball was too far ahead of him, so it falls down to Notre Dame. But Clark Smith sends it out. And so be some substitutions for both teams. For Notre Dame, Patrick Coleman's coming out, as well as Asheris. And Alex Ajetti checking in for the Hokies. So a couple substitutions made by both teams here with about 30 minutes roughly gone by in the game. Still 0-0 here at Thompson Field as the Virginia Tech Hokies are taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah, John Rhea comes on that far side for what appears to be Coleman. You know, Rhea, he's the senior forward, so hopefully to get some more experience out on play on field for Coach Riley.
So now it's Virginia Tech with the ball playing in the midfield with Haugley. Haugley sends it to the far side with Kasak. Kasak finds Ajeti. Alex Ajeti still on the ball. Ooh, lovely turn in there, trying to find Pereira. Pass was a little heavy, and so now it's Notre Dame's ball. Notre Dame still playing it, but it's Haugley who sends it out for the Notre Dame throw.
I think one interesting note about Ajeti, this is only his second game played of the year. He's from Ghana. He was a team captain at his club program, South Kent. But, going with the freshman forward in Alex Ajeti, hoping to get some fresh blood, some new guys out there to get some experience for Coach Brizendine.
And now one more substitution for Notre Dame. Looks like it's Aiden McFadden coming off.
And it looks like.
And now it was 26. Ben Jacobello checking in for Notre Dame as they had the throw in. Jack Lynn on the ball. Finds the. Jack Lynn with the ball. Takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game. Jack Lynn gets the first goal off a deflection. So Notre Dame going up 1-0 here in the game.
Yeah, exactly like you said. It was off a deflection. It was. Confusion between the two back defenders in Haugley and Mejia. They weren't really sure who was supposed to clear it. There was a deflection. They just kind of stood there. And Jack Lynn was able to literally waltz right through them and had a one-on-one shot with Matthias Swaneveld, who had no chance. He chose correctly, but was just beautifully struck, and Swaneveld did not stand a chance.
Very quick goal. We were still discussing the substitutions, and it was the new player that just came in, Ben Jacobello, who found the pass to find Jack Lynn. Might have been a deflection there. Some confusion, as you said, between some of the Virginia Tech defenders, Will Mejia, and might have been Clark Smith as well. So the first goal of the game here, the opening goal, so Notre Dame going up 1-0 here with about 10 minutes left in the first half. Jack Lynn once again finding a goal to increase his tally in the season.
I think now it's sitting at 8. Came in with 7 and was able to now notch another goal. Surprisingly, not off a set piece. We thought the first goal of the game was going to come off of a set piece. Notre Dame had 6 corners, but in fact, it was just another miscommunication on the Virginia Tech back line, which unfortunately for them has been a common reoccurrence this season, which is why they have not been able to close out those games that they've had the lead in, and now they fall behind late in the first half.
So now it's still Notre Dame on the ball, going out wide, trying to find Michael Pellegrino. And it's Virginia Tech on the ball with Moyer, who gets brought down there by John Rea. John Rea, who came in for Ian Asheris for Notre Dame. Ball gets played out wide for Kasak. Kasak tries to find Moyer in the middle, but it's intercepted by Farley. Jack Lynn was trying to find his teammate, Jacobello, but the pass is incomplete, so it's Virginia Tech now on the ball with Igginson. Goes out wide to Mejia. Mejia plays it to Clark Smith. Clark Smith receiving some pressure, loses it. Now it's Jack Lynn going the other way, but Clark Smith recovers, gets the ball back, and now clears it out for the Notre Dame throw-in.
Yeah, Clark Smith just kind of got lazy with the ball on the near sideline, took a touch that was a little bit too big, and Notre Dame was just able to intercept it quickly and go the other direction. But luckily for the Hokies, it goes out for a Notre Dame throw-in off the deflection.
Mohamed Alban trying to find Rea, but the ball was intercepted by Mejia. So he sends it out for another throw-in. Alban again on the ball for Notre Dame. Gets it stolen. So now it's Haugley on the ball for Virginia Tech. Lovely turn there to spin away from Jacobello. Kasak going out wide on the far side. Finds Ajeti. But the ball was too far. So now Notre Dame throw-in. The ball is played in, trying to find Rhea, but the ball goes to Omar, who tried to play it out wide for Albon, but it was intercepted by Clark Smith. Blacklock sent it forward, trying to find a Jetty. Headed it out by Farley. Ball played into the Virginia Tech defensive side, but it's cleared out by Igginson. Moyer on the ball for Virginia Tech, trying to find Blacklock with the long pass, but it was cleared out there. Notre Dame still on the ball, leading 1-0 here with about 7 minutes left in the first half. A great goal by Jack Lynn, getting his 8th goal of the season.
Yeah, right now for Virginia Tech, they're lacking possession. They look a little bit sloppy, especially in the back line with communication. A lot of their long passes are just falling right into the breadbasket of Notre Dame, so they need to find feet, particularly Christo Strickler's feet, who still remains in the game here with about 7 minutes remaining. But for Virginia Tech, they need to possess the ball.
And some substitutions for Virginia Tech. Chris Little checking in for Daniel Pereira. And Nick Blacklock also coming off the pitch.
It appears Cameron Lennon will replace him.
Yeah, Cameron Lennon, number 21, getting his first touches of the game. Finds a beautiful chip past the Strickler, who brings it down with a wonderful first touch, but he was unable to find a Jetty. Cleared out there by Notre Dame, and now it's Jacobello on the ball on the far side. The ball gets stolen away for Virginia Tech, and now it's a Jetty going the other way. Finds Kasak on the far side. Kasak taking on Farley, but unable to get past him, so cleared out there for Virginia Tech throw-in.
Yeah, it was a beautiful cross, tracking back a little bit from Strickler, but a Jetty, standing at 5'7", needed to be a couple inches taller for that cross to find him. Strickler kind of sailed it over his head.
Intercepted there by Igginson, who winds it up, but skies it over the crossbar, hitting a window in the McComas building.
You know, not uncommon for Igginson to take those long shots. He has 3 goals on the season, including one of them coming off of a penalty kick. He can be really aggressive coming off that back line, and aggressive in terms of stealing the pass. One-time shot, kind of leaned back a little bit, ball sailed, went way over the goalpost, and like you said, landed in a window all the way back by McComas Hall behind Thompson Field.
So Virginia Tech with 7 shots in the game, 3 on target, while Notre Dame 5 shots with 3 on target as well. So an even game. It was a mix-up in the Virginia Tech defense and a wonderful finish by the man, Jack Lynn, to put Notre Dame ahead in this game. Matthias Sweneveld on the ball for Virginia Tech. Plays it to Clark Smith. Clark Smith gets brought down by Mohamed Alboun. So now a foul and a free kick for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech once again on the ball, playing it in the back with Igginson. Igginson taking it forward. Goes back to his partner Mejia, who goes out wide to Clark Smith. Was pressured there by Jacqueline, but Clark Smith takes it inside as the ball gets popped up in the air, and now it's Igginson on the ball, who heads it down to Kasak. Kasak finds Haugley in the middle. Pressured by Casey. Haugley spins and turns and sends the ball out wide, trying to find Cameron Lennon, but the ball was cleared out there by Abonati.
I think what was interesting, after Blacklock subbed back out and was replaced by Lennon, Coach Brizendine decided to slide Christo Strickler over more towards the middle, playing that high forward spot, as he has done in the past, trying to get him some more touches. They're struggling to find him on the outside as the outside defender. Dumas is doing a really solid job in terms of keeping Strickler in front of him and limiting those cross-field passes, and that has been the really undoing of the Virginia Tech offense, which has really struggled, and now they're trying to switch it up with about 3.5 minutes remaining here in this first half.
Moyer has quite an arm, and he's getting ready to take the throw-in, sends it into the 18-yard box, trying to find Strickler. Falls back to Moyer, sending the cross back in, but it falls into the hands of Turnbull, who will settle it.
No one was on the back door for Virginia Tech, my apologies. But that was an easy save for Turnbull. I don't even know if they'll mark it down as a save in the statistics column. He was just able to reach up and grab it as no one was at the back door, which is something that you learn in elementary soccer.
So the ball was played forward, and now it's Virginia Tech on the ball with Clark Smith sending it out wide for Lennon. It's a foot race, and he gets to it first. Lovely touch inside, trying to find Chris Little, but he was unable to get a touch on that. So now Notre Dame back on the ball, playing it out wide, but Notre Dame losing it, going out for a Virginia Tech throw-in.
Yeah, Little had the possession. He just turned his hips towards the goal and just lifted his foot, and the ball went right underneath his foot. You know, not the sight that Brizendine wanted to see, looking for the control first, but Little took his head up, took his eye off the ball, lost possession.
So now about 2 minutes and about 10 seconds remaining in the game. Notre Dame leading 1-0 here in Thompson Field as Virginia Tech are on the ball. Mejia has the ball in the back, sends it to Sweneveld. Sweneveld with the long kick forward. Ball in the air. It's Omar jumping up, trying to get it, but it falls to the feet of Ajeti. Ajeti's still on the ball, playing it forward to Chris Little. Chris Little with the ball, sends it back to Ajeti on the far touchline. Ajeti with some good pace, taking on the defenders. He was trying to beat Michael Pellegrino there on the far side, but had a heavy touch, and so he sends it out for a Notre Dame goal kick.
You know, Ajeti might not have the physical size of some of the other players, but he can keep up with them in terms of speed. Like you said, he has great pace, was able to get by the original defender, but that was great rotation from the back line and forces an inadvertent touch out on the goal line for a goal kick.
So Turnbull, unable to find Pellegrino off the goal kick, sends a big ball outside for the Virginia Tech throw-in. It was Kasak throwing it in. Farley tried to clear it out, and it bounced off of Jetty, so now it's a Notre Dame throw-in going the other way. About 45 seconds remaining here in the half as Virginia Tech just got a free kick. They'll have to make this quick. Of course, here in the NCAA, the clock is ran down, so you count from 45 all the way to 0.
Looks like about 30 seconds. This will be Virginia Tech's last shot at a potential set piece.
Igginson sends the ball in right to Turnbull's hands, who will settle it down. Yes. Turnbull still with the ball. Usually only has about 6 seconds to hold the ball as he punts it up with about 5 seconds left. Clark Smith settling it down. And that will do it for the first half as the buzzer goes off and Kerman Serbio blows his whistle. Notre Dame with the early lead, winning by the minimum here at Thompson Field.
Yeah, exactly. It was an impressive first half from both teams. Virginia Tech struggled with possession as we kind of went deeper into the first half, with the miscommunication between Mejia and Hagley obviously led to the goal from Jack Lynn, his 8th on the season, but you know, still within striking distance, only down 1-0 in the first half. Virginia Tech played solid, but needs to sharpen up the communication and find Christo Strickler.
Jack Lynn, as you said, getting the goal to put Notre Dame ahead so far. Virginia Tech out shooting their opponents, but unable to capitalize on their shots. So here at Thompson Field, once again, Notre Dame leading 1-0. Second half moments away here at Thompson Field for 3304 Sports. Once again, I'm Rodrigo Aviles, joined here by my partner, Clint McLeod. Notre Dame with a 1-0 lead here, thanks to a goal from Jack Lynn, who's been their talisman this year, getting his 8th goal of the season. Came off random play, not much build-up, but lovely finish there to put the Fighting Irish ahead. Virginia Tech still in this game. They've outshot their opponents, and early in the game it looked like they were dominating. But once again, Notre Dame in the lead. Clint, if you were Coach Brizendine, what changes would you make to this Hokie team that hasn't been performing too bad but finds themselves behind in this game?
Exactly. Christo Strickler started out wide, paired up with Lapovich, but then with about 10 minutes remaining, Lapovich got a sub and Strickler moved towards the center. The back line, especially with Ingeson, was able to find Strickler on some of those longer passes in the middle of the field. Notre Dame, their outside backs, are doing a really good job of preventing those cross-field passes, which Virginia Tech love to do. They love to swing it out, take it down to the corner, and find a good ball into the middle. Notre Dame is really forcing Virginia Tech to go center, and to do that, I think Brizendine almost needs to sort of play into that, use Strickler in the middle, either as a decoy or as like a touch point to find those 1-2 passes to the outside, especially to someone like a Jetty who came on with about 20 minutes gone in the first half, hasn't really played much this year, but his speed on the outside was the number one factor for Brizendine. On the other side, if you're Chad Riley in his second season, I think you just need to maintain control of the possession. The less the ball goes into Christo Strickler's hands, the better. And Notre Dame has done a really good job about that. Like you said, the goal was kind of lucky. It was a miscommunication on the back line between Mejia and Hagley off a deflection. They weren't really sure or communicated very well who would clear it. And Jack Lynn, who has had 7 goals up until this point in the season, gets his 8th goal on a free rein on Matthias Swaneveld, who made 2 beautiful diving saves earlier in the half, but had no chance on that one.
And as well, Turnbull having some great key saves for the Fighting Irish. Labovitz having a point-blank shot that was saved by Labovitz. And, of course, the kick save he had earlier also against Labovitz. And so now it's Pereira getting ready to kick things off for Virginia Tech. Now Virginia Tech attacking from right to left, and the Fighting Irish going left to right as Pereira sends the ball back to Ingenson. And here we go, getting ready for the second half. Once again, I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside my partner Clint McLeod, excited to bring you some men's soccer, some ACC soccer, as Turnbull has the ball and he punts it forward.
And I can already tell already Virginia Tech is starting to load up more so on that left side, the right side of Notre Dame's back line. Both Lapovich and Blacklock were making a run early. Christo Strickler is still spread out wide, but they're able to, they're trying to mix it more. It looks like he's playing a little bit more forward, forcing Lapovich, the point forward, if you want to say that, kind of slide back a little bit more. So it's a little bit more balanced in terms of their formation, but it still seems like similar to how they started the game.
And now it's Ian Asheri, who was on the ball for Virginia Tech, playing it out wide for Spencer Farina, who must have checked in for the Fighting Irish. Farina sends it back to Farley. Farley who finds Quinton in the middle.
Yeah, one interesting note about Spencer Farina, his brother, Jeff Farina, former Notre Dame forward. Farina is a sophomore defender himself, can mix it up in the midfield, but family heritage here at Notre Dame, and like you said, is able to come on. Chad Riley inserts him to start the second half, but did not see any playing action in the first half, wearing number 3 on the outside now. It looks like kind of pushing up as the free kick on the near sideline.
And it was Farina who was fouled earlier as Carmen Serbio drops his little foam gun that he used, the spray gun that they used to set the wall.
Ooh,
as the ball
dangerous.
is cleared out there by Virginia Tech defender. Virginia Tech coming out with, it seems like, the same lineup as they started the game. Blacklock back in as well as Pereira. Labovitz back in as well. As Felician Dumas gets ready to take another corner for Notre Dame.
I believe that's their 7th of the game compared to 1 for Virginia Tech, so major comparison in set pieces.
Cleared out by Hagley. Falls to the feet of Abonati. Notre Dame still on the ball. Finds Omar in the middle. Omar sending it back out wide for Abonati, who crosses it in. Cleared out by Iggenson. Falls to the feet of Christo Strickler, who hits the ball right in the air, but falls to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Ball played back to Quinton. Quinton going out wide to Dumas. Dumas trying to find Abonati, but cleared out there by Clark Smith on the far side.
Good clearance again by Clark Smith. His number has been called a lot on the outside for Virginia Tech. Notre Dame is really pushing those outside defenders in Clark Smith, in Mejia. But so far, Clark Smith has held his own. Mejia has bent a little bit, but has not broke yet.
Oh, dangerous ball there for Notre Dame. Hagley had the ball. Looked like he might have lost it, and McFadden unable to get a good shot off.
He came up a little bit limp after that one. It looked like he just got his foot stepped on. Thankfully, Swaneveld was able to dive on that. So it kind of fruition to nothing, but was very dangerous. after the misplay in the back line.
So now Virginia Tech once again on the ball with Mejia, who's pressured by Acheras. Ball cleared out, but it falls to the feet of Casey for Notre Dame. Plays it in for McFadden. McFadden trying to go out wide, unable to find his teammate as Clark Smith settles the ball down and finds Moyer. Moyer out wide to Strickler, who gives it back to Moyer. Ball falls to the feet of Labovitz, trying to find Christo Strickler inside, but intercepted there by Notre Dame and cleared out by Quinton. Virginia Tech once again on the ball with Haugley playing it out wide to Kasak. Kasak trying to find Blacklock, but poked away by Farley. Ball once again at the feet of the Virginia Tech defense. It's Will Mejia crossing the half-field line. Finds Moyer. Moyer playing it out wide to Strickler, who has space out wide, approaching the touch line. Sends the cross in, trying to find Labovitz. So unable to get the touch there as McFadden has the ball for Notre Dame going the other way. Finds Acheras, who with a lovely touch, brought down there by Haugley. Haugley not happy about that, yelling at the assistant there on the near touchline. He'll have to be careful not to aggravate the referees too much.
Speaking of Haugley, it looks like to start the second half, he's been pushed a little bit farther out wide, and Mejia as well as Ingeson seem to be the two center backs, but Haugley is definitely roaming around. He's the first defender to the ball, almost you could call like a stopper, but it seems like if you look at the back four standard lineup, he's shifting a little bit more towards the outside, as well as Kasak in the back.
So Haugley fulfilling his role there in the center defensive midfield position, doing his part by getting out wide to help with the defensive part as Blacklock has the ball for Virginia Tech. Taking it out wide, has space as he's getting chased down by Farina. Finds Pereira out wide. Pereira getting pressure there by Quinton, who clears it out for Virginia Tech throw.
Solid pressure there by Pereira. Not the biggest guy compared to Quinton, who stands at 6'5", could be a basketball guard, but providing pressure, which caused the errant clearance, and Virginia Tech remains on possession.
Of course, as you said, Pereira only 5'9". Very, very tall defender there on the other side for Notre Dame, as the ball is getting played right now by Clark Smith, who goes into the middle for Moyers, who finds Pereira. Pereira sending it out wide to Blacklock, who fakes the cross, was trying to get past Farina, and the ball deflected off Blacklock for a Notre Dame goal kick.
Yeah, that was solid defending by Farina, kept Blacklock in front of him. It was a solid tackle. It almost looked like he was kind of lucky that it ricocheted off Blacklock for the goal kick. Blacklock was obviously visibly upset, but knew that it was a goal kick. And Notre Dame survives another possible counterattack from Virginia Tech.
And Virginia Tech making a substitution. And it was Nathan Durst who came in for Kasak, I believe. So early substitution with only about 7 minutes played so far in the game. As Virginia Tech has the ball now with Pereira. Pereira, a lovely move there to get Casey off him, taking the ball forward. Still with Pereira as he sends it out wide to Durst, who just had came into the game. He was trying to find Strickler, but Dumas gets there first and lets the ball roll out for a goal kick.
Yeah, so on that substitution, Cal Clark Smith is forced to go from right back on the far sideline, and now he's playing more of a left back. As, like you said, Durst is put on that right side, replaces Kasak, who is listed as a forward, but was playing more of a defensive midfielder, almost like a super left back. But that leaves almost like 5 Hokies, it seems like, in the back line.
Nathan Durst checking into the game out of Loudoun, Virginia. He did not compete in 2018 as he was getting his red shirt, getting some minutes here tonight. As Virginia Tech has the ball with Moyers. Moyers attacking, sends it back to Strickler, who finds Haugley in the middle. Haugley with a ball out wide to Clark Smith, as you said, who's now defending this left side, switching the field from the right back position to the left back position.
And it looks like Haugley's moved up to more of a center defensive mid. Definitely Brizendine looking to shore up that back line, prevent any more easy opportunities for Notre Dame, but still trying to push things forward.
Christo Strickler on the ball for Virginia Tech, goes into the middle to Pereira, who was trying to find Moyers, but was unable to complete the pass as the ball gets cleared out by the Notre Dame defense, falling to the feet of Mejia, who played it to Ingenson. Long ball there to Strickler. Will he get to it? Yes, he does. Whips it in, but falls to Dumas, who just chests it down and then clears it forward. But it's Durst who gets the ball back for Virginia Tech. Played it to Haugli. Haugli trying to find Labovitz, but it's Dumas again with a great interception. The Fighting Irish going the other way with McFadden. McFadden sending it out wide to Lynn. Lynn once again on the ball, trying to find Asheris. Asheris looked like he was offside, but the ball was intercepted by Mejia. So Virginia Tech going the other way with Pereira. Going out wide to Clark Smith. Both these teams coming into this game at the bottom of the ACC standings. Virginia Tech as well, not able to get a win in conference play so far. And they're looking like as if they might get their fourth loss of the season in conference play if things don't change.
Like I said, and in the preseason coaches poll, Virginia Tech was put up to finish fourth in the ACC, but so far a disappointing start to conference play.
Lovely turn there, using his body, Clark Smith, to trying to find Blacklock, but unable to find a good pass there, and the ball rolls out for a goal kick. Lovely dummy by Clark Smith, but unable to find his teammate. Notre Dame back on the ball.
Yeah, everything about that play was beautiful by Clark Smith until the pass. Blacklock was about 5 feet in front of him, and Clark Smith paid it like 15 feet in front of him. And Blacklock knew immediately he could not get to it and just decided to save his energy. But beautiful move. They're working it well on the near sideline, but just a poor pass on a promising opportunity.
And you know, Brizendine, these are the things that he's not expecting out of his team. Of course, tactical decisions affect the game, but when it comes to the little things like completing the close passes, you expect your team to be able to do that. And now, throw in for the Fighting Irish in the attacking half. The sun starting to set here in Blacksburg as the weather's starting to cool down.
Yeah, beautiful night in Blacksburg, and now no longer the sun is constantly in our eyes, which we had lots of problems with in the first half, but turning out to be a pretty nice fall evening here.
It was very difficult to see with the glare, but lovely play there by McFadden. Gets the Meg on Blacklock. Farini unable to control the ball, so now a throw in for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that was just a poor first touch from Farina. He was right on the sideline, had a possible 1-2 out there with Coleman, but just could not. I'm sorry, not Coleman. Excuse me, McFadden, but was just unable to connect.
So Casey getting the ball cleared out for Notre Dame, but it falls back to the feet of the Hokies as Christo Strickler's taking on. Looks like it's Abunati on the other side, but he loses it to Abunati. Abunati taking the ball forward, brought down by Strickler. Strickler not happy about that call, pleading his case to Carmen Serbio, who will hear none of it. Ball play there, big kick there, trying to find Farina. Clark Smith tracking back as well, beats Farina to the ball, he'll shield him off it. As the ball's still in play, Clark Smith on the goal line, recovering the ball, trying to find Blacklock. Cleared out by Farley. Ball actually staying in, bouncing back in. McFadden fouling Blacklock there, who will play it back to Clark Smith for a quick free kick taken, who will play it back to Sweneveld. About 12 minutes or so have passed here in the second half as Pereira has the balls. Notre Dame still leading 1-0 thanks to a goal by Jake Lynn. Lovely through ball there to Blacklock, who shoots it off. Ball right past the post, unable to get the equalizer. Lovely opportunity by Blacklock after a great through ball by Pereira. Score remains the same.
That is tough to see. It split the center defenders perfectly. It was like a touch pass in football over the shoulder, only where Blacklock could control it, was able to one-time it while sliding down on the defensive pressure and just missed the post out on the outstretched arm by Turnbull. That was the best opportunity that the Hokies have had so far.
Great opportunity by Blacklock, but now it's Christo Strickler on the ball. He's taking in the middle. Look, gets the shot off. Skies it over the crossbar into the athletic facilities right behind the opposing team's goal. So right after the opportunity by Blacklock, they followed it up with a shot by Christo Strickler, but still unable to give a good test to Turnbull.
And I think for Coach Brizendine, it was a smart move to bring Durston on the right side. They're able to control the ball more in the midfield, allowing Hagley to push farther up because Hurst is a natural defender. And with those comes more opportunities. So he's almost, to get offense, he is sharing up the defense, which is an unconventional strategy, but has so far been able to work out as the Fighting Irish are still trying to control most of the ball.
And it's Virginia Tech on the ball with Durst. Durst crossing the field, trying to find Blacklock, but the ball will roll out for a goal kick. And once again, earlier on that play as well, it was Daniel Pereira, the freshman out of Roanoke, Virginia, linking up with his freshman counterpart, Nick Blacklock, out of Hellerton, Pennsylvania. So these freshmen coming in but making a big impact in this Virginia Tech team. Blacklock, of course, playing for the Philadelphia Union Academy. Philadelphia Union, one of the MLS teams here in the United States. Asheris going the other way for Notre Dame. Lynn trying to find Asheris, but Durst coming in, poking the ball away, but McFadden recovers it. McFadden crossing it in, trying to find Omar. Omar brings it down, marked there by Mejia. Mejia out-positioning him, so Swendevel gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah, so on that one, Durst had to cross the field into the 18 to be able to block off that through ball, which left the backside open, and Mejia struggled to cover that, did not realize that Hurst had to cross the field, and that allowed the Fighting Irish to get a clean cross into the back line, but that was a good recovery by Swaneveld to get his hand on the slow dribble shot.
And it looks like it's Labovitz on the ball trying to find Blacklock, but the ball is intercepted by Jack Casey from Notre Dame. Finds his teammate Jack Lynn. Jack Lynn getting pressured by Durst and Haugli. He gets the ball stolen. Now it's Durst going the other way. Ball played out wide for Labovitz, trying to find Strickler in the middle, but it's cleared out for the Virginia Tech corner kick.
And that's only the second corner kick for Virginia Tech. You can see the crowd is starting to stomp. They're getting a little bit of excited. Still a little bit of a chilly night, but they are sensing that the swing of momentum is starting to favor the Hokies, and they are looking to capitalize on the goal as the ground is shaking here in Blacksburg, Virginia.
The fans are excited, stomping their feet here at Thompson Field. The kids are jumping up and down. Pereira getting ready to take the corner kick, whips it in, falls into the middle, can't find anyone. Haugli trying to get the volley, unable to. Labovitz with the shot, deflected there. Falls to Pereira, crossing it in, deflected. It's Labovitz, deflected again by Jack Casey. And it's a penalty.
They got the handball, it looks like, on one of the Notre Dame back line, and this is unbelievable. The ball was bouncing around, several deflections. We thought Virginia Tech was going to corral it, wasn't able to, and it looks like the handball is going to be called on Duma, who is adamantly arguing with the center ref, who looks like he's going to go have a conversation with the official on the far sideline. This could be a game changer for the Hokies, looking to get back into it, as it appears Ingeson will line up to take the penalty kick. He is 1 for 2 on penalty kicks on the year, only member to take one, so we'll have to check out and see if he can convert.
Ingeson, the left footer, getting ready to take the shot. Turnbull on the other side, looking to keep this one away. Serbio, the center referee, getting ready as the whistle goes. And it's Ingeson, and he puts it away! And there's the equalizer from the spot. 1-1. Ingeson with the equalizer from the penalty mark off the shot from Jacob Labovitz. A handball called there on Jack Casey from Notre Dame. And we're tied here in Thompson Field.
Exactly like you said, the ball was bouncing around off of the set piece from the corner. No one was able to control it. Notre Dame not able to get a foot on it. Neither could Virginia Tech. A couple poor shots from Haugli, Pereira just kind of bouncing around, and finally it ended up finding the hand of a Notre Dame defender, which helps Virginia Tech find the equalizer, and the momentum has totally shifted from the first half in favor of the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Ingeson clearing the ball out, getting his 4th goal of the season. A complete mood shift here for the Hokies and the fans as they're on their feet as the t-shirts are coming out as well. The game just got interesting with 28 minutes left here. 1-1. Notre Dame on the ball with Farley. Farley trying to find McFadden out wide. McFadden on the ball, crosses it in, trying to find a player on the far side. He's unable to get to it, and the ball rolls out on the far touchline for Virginia Tech throw-in.
Yeah, just what a turn of events in favor of the Virginia Tech Hokies. Notre Dame, do not get rattled. It is 1-1. You still have nearly half an hour to play. They just need to settle down the ball and return to what they had in the first half, which was a lot of control and pressuring those outside defenders of Virginia Tech, which is still Clark Smith and Hurst, into making a decision and working your way into the middle against Swaneveld.
Ingenson getting the goal from the penalty spot, shot it into the right corner, and it was Turnbull who dived on the opposite side. He went to his left corner as Virginia Tech gets the equalizer. Christo Strickler on the ball on the far touch side, playing it in for Pereira. Pereira, lovely turn away from Omar. Attacking forward, it's Labovitz once again taking it out wide with the shot off. Ooh, unable to get the goal there. Lovely shot. And it was a wonderful save. It looks from Turnbull getting the fingertips to keep the ball out of the goal.
And like you said, fingertips. Could not emphasize that enough. Fingertips. It was right on the outstretch of his dive. Beautiful shot, beautiful dive, and another potential set piece for Virginia Tech. The crowd is getting into it now. All the kids are jumping up and down now.
Pereira once again whips it in, cleared out there by Dumas. Ball finds Blacklock, who will play it back to Mejia. All the players except Swaneveld was on the other half, Notre Dame's defending half, as ball gets played up forward, trying to find Ingenson, but Farina clears it out. So Blacklock getting ready to take the throw. Once again, Virginia Tech seems like momentum's on their side. It's been all Virginia Tech for the past 10 minutes, attacking, and they finally got the goal to pay for it.
And it seemed like after that goal, Patrick Coleman checks back in for Abulnadi. So we saw a lot of Coleman in the first half. Did not return to start the second half, but we see him returning to try and cheer up that midfield.
Blacklock chested down, gets the shot off. Not much there to test Turnbull right to his hands. And now it's Notre Dame going the other way with Patrick Coleman, who just came in trying to find Lynn, but he was unable to. Virginia Tech once again got the equalizer thanks to a penalty from Meganson. And it was Jack Lynn who had the goal in the first half. As the ball gets played to Lebovitz, wonderful shot there, once again off the fingertips of Turnbull. Great save by Turnbull. Thanks to him, Notre Dame still in this game as Lebovitz has had 2 great shots, 2 great opportunities to put the Hokies ahead.
And what I'm most impressed about, none of this is coming from Christos Trickler. It's all coming off the feet of Jacob Linovich and Nick Blacklock, finding it from that back line, was able to shore up with the introduction of Hurst into the game, and now Virginia Tech has their 3rd corner in a row, starting to close that gap in terms of set pieces. And hopefully for the Hokies and Mike Brizendine, they'll be able to capitalize once again and to take a lead here midway through the second half.
And it looks like Labovitz is coming off as well as Kasich comes back in. And he's the one getting ready to take the corner kick as well. Kasich checking back in for Labovitz. Ball's played into the middle, finds Iggenson. Blacklock with the cross, but Jake Lynn clears it out. And it was Clark Smith, but there's a foul there from Coleman on Haugley, right outside the 18-yard box. Haugley's in pain. So it will be a direct free kick for the Hokies. Haugley down on the floor as a silence has fell over the crowd. He looks to be in pain, but he's getting up now. Patrick Coleman doesn't look like he intentionally fouled Haugley, but he does clip, seems like, the back of his foot. So now a great opportunity once again from not much. This time it'll be the set piece. Multiple players lining up, and it looks like it will be Pereira to take the free kick on the half arc that is outside of the 18-yard box.
Yeah, Pereira takes a lot of these set pieces for Virginia Tech because he is a dual threat option. He could try and find Ingeson or Hagley, the tall 6'5" defender, on the back post, or he can line up and take a shot. So
And there's the whistle. Pereira.
Oh!
Oh, great save! Pereira with the shot to the upper 90. Turnbull with his third consecutive save to keep this game level.
So exactly what I was saying. He could lay it off, or he could take a shot. It looked like the wall from Notre Dame was expecting a layoff to the back post for Hagley. He took a direct shot. It was going upper 90s, and what an unbelievable save by Turnbull, keeping the Fighting Irish fighting in this game. No pun intended.
Ball whipped in again from the corner kick, cleared out. But there is no one up top for the Fighting Irish. They've been pushed back into their own half. Haven't been able to attack yet, as Kasich is called for the foul on Coleman. So time for Notre Dame to settle down in this game, as they've been getting attacked nonstop. They'll have the free kick and get the chance to play the ball forward. Ball goes out. It was Turnbull trying to find Jack Lynn on the far side, but the ball will go out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. Durst getting ready to take it.
And just like in the first half, when Kasich comes in, Strickler is moved slightly closer to the center, playing more of what Lapovich did. Lapovich had a lot of good opportunities for the Hokies, which got them back in this game. So on the bench, getting a well-deserved rest. Coach Brizendine should be very pleased of what he saw from his forward.
Blacklock is out wide attacking on the near side, trying to get the cross off, cuts in, cuts back out, cuts in, gets the cross off, trying to find Kasich, but it's cleared out by Coleman. Durst lets the ball roll out, so Virginia Tech getting the throw in, this time on the far side. Once again, in their own attacking third. Moyers getting ready to take the throw in. Moyers has quite an arm. He's been taking most of the throw-ins in the attacking side as players filing into the 18-yard box. Iggenson, Haugli, some of the tall players getting in, preparing for the throw. Moyers getting the ball in. Iggenson trying to get a touch there. It was Strickler trying to get the touch there as Asheris has the ball from Notre Dame. Asheris still going forward, finds Casey. Casey plays it back. Notre Dame now finally getting some touches on the ball, some passes. Once again, it's Casey playing it forward. Asheris with the heavy touch, so now Virginia Tech once again on the ball. Haugli finds Strickler, but Strickler getting tied up there. It seems like it was Dumas who clipped him, and Strickler going down. The trainer's coming out. Strickler going down right away, in pain. We couldn't see much from the replay there, Clint, but whatever it is, we hope it's not too bad.
Yeah, I wasn't able to really sure on the replay. It looked like he was holding his shoulder or back, but it looked like he might have gotten stomped on the back of his heel. You're not really sure what it could do, but obviously it definitely is a big blow for the Hokies. If Strickler cannot stay in the game, the medical staff is taking a look at him. The game clock is paused, so obviously we're in a temporary delay. But for the Hokies, they've really kind of shifted the momentum of this game, forcing Notre Dame to create a lot of careless mistakes and a lot of careless fouls like this that despite Christo Strickler going down, this is another set-piece opportunity for the Hokies about midway between the half line and the 18 box. But Christo Strickler is still getting looked at right now, and that cannot be a good sign for Coach Brizendine or any of the Hokie faithful that have come out in numbers tonight.
Since the start of the second half, Virginia Tech 8 shots. Notre Dame only 1 shot. So Virginia Tech has been attacking and attacking, and they got the goal off the penalty to show for it. And it looks like Strickler's limping off the field, being helped by the trainers there. He'll be taken off. So we'll be looking to hear some more news on Strickler, see if he'll check back in the game at all, or if this will be the end of the night for him.
It looks like we can't really see right now, but one of the players is warming up about to check in. It might be Lapovich, but if you're Virginia Tech, Christo Strickler is obviously in a lot of pain, but the only good news that you could come out of this is that it was a contact injury. When you see a non-contact injury go down, that's definitely probably the most scariest. But there was a lot of contact there. It was a clean foul called by the referee, but Christo Strickler, it seems like to be getting stretched out. It seems to be his right leg.
Cameron Lennon coming in for Strickler as the ball's played in by Igginson off the free kick. Cleared out by Notre Dame. Finds the feet of Kasak. Kasak playing it back for Pereira. Pereira goes out wide for Clark Smith. Clark Smith unable to get the good touch on it, but he wins it back off Notre Dame. Finds Blacklock. Blacklock, wonderful touch there to get McFadden off him. So now Pereira's still on the ball. Going forward. Goes out wide to Clark Smith. Clark Smith lays it off to Blacklock. Blacklock faked the cross. Goes back to Igginson. Durst telling Igginson to play it out wide, but Igginson going for the big boot, trying to find Lennon. Cleared out by Pellegrino. But it's Clark Smith once again on the ball. Finds Mejia. Finds Pereira. 25 minutes gone here in the second half. The game is tied at 1-1 thanks to goals by Jack Lynn for Notre Dame and Igginson for Virginia Tech.
Not a good sign for Virginia Tech. Laying on the pitch behind the field is Daniel Pereira, the star freshman. It seems like he's gripping his shoulder, but as the play continues, this is not a good sign for the Hokies.
Lynn finds McFadden. McFadden crosses him, but the AR had raised his flag up offsides, and now Pereira getting some attention. As you said, he was lying in the center circle, and he's hurt as well. So 2 back-to-back injuries, it seems, as the trainers come on. Christo Strickler, of course, as we said earlier, coming off, and now Pereira in some pain as well.
I wasn't able to see what happened with Pereira, so it is still open that it could have been a cramped. He was kind of involved in that play in the center of the field, but we're not entirely sure. The medical staff is coming out again. He is favoring his leg, similar to what Christo Strickler had, and you can see on that sideline, Strickler still laying down, has not moved, and is trying to get work on that right leg, and it appears to be, can't really tell if it's the right or the left leg for Pereira, but he is still sitting on the ground trying to get some hydration.
Pereira getting some attention here. Since the momentum shift, Notre Dame has been pushed in their own half, and they haven't been able to create much offense. What do you think Coach Riley's thinking? What can he do to help his team get back in this game? Because this whole half has been Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it's really all about the possession right now. They lost possession to start the start of the second half. Once Hurst really checked into the game and pushed Clark Smith to the other side, he was able to work really well on that near sideline with Blacklock as Pereira is getting helped under his own power walking off the sideline. But if you're Coach Riley, Virginia Tech has now lost 2 of their best playmakers in Christo Strickler, their top goal scorer, and freshman Daniel Pereira, who has taken a lot of set pieces, has a lot of chances on goal that, without Turnbull in the back, could be 2 or 3 to 1. But it is not looking great as Pereira is still down, but it looks like he is potentially prepared to check in at the next stoppage of play. He needed to step off the field, and he is back.
So Pereira checking back in. Hokie fans will be relieved to get him back as Haugley brings down a Sherris. It'll be a free kick for Notre Dame near the center circle.
It looks like Notre Dame is looking for a card on Clark Smith. They were trying to argue that he delayed the start by tossing the ball back. Referee gives the classic signal of no more, and it looks like a warning has been issued to Clark Smith.
And the ball is headed out for a Virginia Tech goal kick. Swaneveld not busy this half, while it's been Turnbull on the other side with 2 or 3 great saves. A fingertip save to keep Lebovitz from scoring. Another save to keep Lebovitz from scoring as well, and also some saves against Igginson. So Notre Dame gets the ball off the Virginia Tech goal kick. They play it forward. It's McFadden attacking the other way with the Ronaldo chop. Finds a Sherris, but the ref blew the ball back, blew the play back because he called a foul on Clark Smith, but it seems if he had let the play go on a little bit longer, Sherris could have gotten the shot off.
Yeah, we're not really sure. It looked like the official tried to let play on, but he believed that Clark Smith's, like you said, the Ronaldo chop, he was trying to grab the side of McFadden, and it prohibited him from making a nice play into the 18. So he whistled it back, and Notre Dame gets one of their first set pieces of the half.
Dumas sends the ball in, headed out by Haugley, but falls to the feet of Lynn. Lynn unable to get the ball there, and the ball will be called. Play will be called because there was a foul there. It looked like Lynn might have brought down Clark Smith.
Yeah, it looked like he just tried to chop at it on the play ball to him, and he just kind of missed it, clipped Clark Smith. Easy call for the official, and Virginia Tech is able to escape out of their back line.
So Notre Dame attacking now once again with Asheris. Asheris going out wide. Finds Pellegrino. Pellegrino has space. Crosses it in. Omar tried to get the header, but it went wide. Goal kick. Great opportunity there from Notre Dame. They're still in this game.
Yeah, on that one, it seemed like the Virginia Tech defense got lazy. They were waiting for the ball to come to them, and Notre Dame really attacked the ball on that one, was able to get a head on it, but thankfully for Swaneveld and the rest of the back line that it went out of bounds, and it seems like a couple Hokies are standing at the midline, ready to get checked in at the next stoppage of play.
Moyers on the ball for Virginia Tech finds Pereira. Pereira, who was injured, made some great dribbles and looks like he's picking back his form. As the ball goes out for a Notre Dame throw-in, Pellegrino takes the ball, trying to find McFadden. McFadden heads it to Asheris, who was unable to get there, so Moyers on the ball attacking the other way. Moyers getting a tackle on Pellegrino where he got the ball, but the referee called the foul, much to the chagrin of the crowd here.
It looked like there was some contact there. We can see the referee take out the yellow card for Moyer. I didn't know if that was yellow card worthy. There was some contact. Maybe the referee had a different look at the challenge than we did. But that is a yellow card for Moyer.
The fans not happy about it. Moyer's not happy about it. And Pellegrino's back up. As we said, Moyers did escape the tackle with the ball. But it does look on the replay that he came with the studs up. So good call there by the referee, Serbio.
Yeah, what looked like what elevated it to the yellow card was Moyer left his feet. And it looks like, speaking of Moyer, he will be taken out of the game.
Looks like it's Chris Little checking in.
Yep, Chris Little, another solid midfielder replacing Moyer. Moyer, just a frustration foul, left his feet, and I think that's what elevated it to the yellow card. He got the ball on it, but like you said, studs were up. Definitely not red card, but it was a solid call overall by the referee, despite to the dismay of the Hokie faithful.
So Notre Dame on the ball as the ball gets intercepted by Chris Little from Fairfax, Virginia. He's attacking, waiting for his teammates to get up, so he plays it back to Haugley. Haugley returns it to Little. Little back to Haugley. Haugley out wide. Ooh, try to get the pass off there, but it was intercepted by one of the Notre Dame defenders, so now they're going the other way. It looks like it was Asheris on the ball, and he'll foul Mejia there.
Definitely the aggressiveness and physicality of this game is increasing, as long as the chippiness. That was an easy call. I could see from here, even on the far sideline, the elbow came up. Great defending by Mejia, standing your ground, and the referee calls another foul, and it seems like we'll have a conversation with McFadden, especially about that elbow. Christo Strickler has a penny on the sideline, so that's potentially not a good sign about him coming back. It seemed like he had a conversation with the trainer, seemed physically upset, and he's doing some wind sprints up and down the sideline, trying to stretch out that leg. We are still uncertain if Strickler will return with about 15 minutes remaining.
Sievert Haugley on the ball. Gets fouled there by Omar. So free kick for Virginia Tech, about 30 to 40 yards out. 15 minutes left here in the game. We have a tied score, 1-1 here in Thompson Field. Notre Dame having quite a few fouls right now in the second half. 15 in the game total compared to Virginia Tech's 12. as Igginson gets ready to take this set piece.
And a lot of those fouls, most of them have come in the second half, primarily in the last 5 to 8 minutes. And it looks like the referee is having a conversation down by the 18 with Hagley, who's lining up against the tall defender in Quinton.
Igginson whips it in right into the hands of Turnbull.
That was a solid play by Turnbull. And instead of waiting for the ball to come to him, he stepped up, would not allow Hagley to get a touch on the ball, and a solid corral, preventing the set piece from going any further.
Virginia Tech once again on the ball. It was Chris Little playing out wide for Blacklock. Blacklock returns it into the middle for Chris Little, who will play it back to Igginson. Igginson finds Mejia. Mejia with a big boot to find Kasak on the far side, but it's Patrick Coleman now on the ball from Notre Dame. Finds Jack Lynn. Lynn playing it out wide back to Coleman. Coleman trying to find Lynn. Lynn, who was getting held there by Durst. So now a free kick, this time going the other way.
And looking back more in terms of like the summary of the second half, Turnbull has 8 saves on the day compared to 2 from Swaneveld. Both of those saves for Swaneveld came in the first half, but Virginia Tech has really ramped up their offensive aggressiveness as well as their defensive cohesion in the back line, putting 16 shots total in the direction of Turnbull.
The Hokie Bird making appearance in the crowd as he's sitting in the stands getting greeted by some kids. And now it's Lennon on the ball for Virginia Tech, trying to get this counterattack going as the ball has now gone to Pereira. Pereira plays it out wide to Haugli. Haugli will return it to Pereira. Pereira pressured by Casey. Gives the ball out wide to this near touchline to Nicole Clark-Smith, who will take on lovely step over there to get past Pellegrino. Clark-Smith wanted the foul, but Pellegrino tracking back to get the ball. And he'll play it forward to find a Sheriff with a lovely touch brought down there by Haugli. It might be a yellow card. And yes, it is. Carmen Serbio, the center referee, pulling out the card on Haugli.
I think that was a solid yellow card. Haugli really obviously dug him from behind. It looks like another conversation is sparking out between the official. It almost looks like a shouting match between him and Blacklock.
And it's now Clark-Smith down on the far side. He seems to be cramped up. He's doing some stretches. The referee hasn't given him any attention. Now he's pointing to the Virginia Tech benches, trying to tell the trainers that they have a player injured on the far side. As now, yes, the trainers are coming on. So now Brendan Moyers and Haugli in the books for Virginia Tech.
It seems like Ingeson is still trying to plead Haugli's case, as a couple Virginia Tech subs will come on, and it seems like one of them, Lapovich, will come back in. But yeah, I thought that was a solid yellow card play. It was a necessary challenge from Haugli. Pulled him down right before the midfield line. Notre Dame had that counterattack. The official was not hesitant to pull out the yellow card. Notre Dame wanted the yellow card, definitely to the dismay of Haugli, who's had definitely a couple questionable challenges today, but I think this one was the most yellow card offensible, if you'd say.
So Clark-Smith still getting attended to by the trainers as there is a break in the play. Once again, your score here at Thompson Field, 1-1. A first half goal by Jack Lynn, putting Notre Dame ahead. And then John Igginson from the penalty spot, equalizing for the Hokies as Clark-Smith is back on his feet. No visible limp or anything, but he will be coming off as he drinks some of the Gatorade.
Yeah, it seems like another one of those cramps, similar to what Pereira had. He had a definitely. He's been playing a lot this day. It's kind of a humid evening. Definitely cooled down a lot, but still dehydration is apparent wherever you go. And it seemed like Jacob Lapovich subbed in for Nicole Clark-Smith. And it seems like Brendan Moyer might be prepared to come on at the next stoppage of play. Like you said before, he is the other Hokie booked for a yellow card.
17 shots for the Hokies, 9 on target. 7 shots for Notre Dame with 3 on target. This seems to be a tale of two halves. even half in the first half, you could say. Notre Dame edging out thanks to the goal by Lynn. But in this second half, Virginia Tech really showing their prowess. And thanks to some fine saves by Duncan Turnbull for Notre Dame, he's kept this game level. As Notre Dame is now attacking, seems like it's Patrick Coleman on the ball, and he gets the ball taken away by Durst. As the ball goes out for the throw-in, it'll be a Notre Dame throw-in.
Notre Dame, Turnbull has 4 saves in this second half compared to 0 for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has 9 shots compared to 2 for Notre Dame. So like you've said, Virginia Tech has really ramped up their offensive aggressiveness, but I think it starts on the defensive end because Virginia Tech still had 8 shots in the first half. I think a lot more of them are on target, and their defense has been able to clear the Notre Dame attacks.
Ball in the middle, cleared out there by Mejia, but it falls for a corner kick. If there's one thing Notre Dame has been dominating in this game, it has been the corner kicks.
This is only their second corner kick of the second half, but they had 6 in the first half. So now they have 8 total compared to, I believe, 5 for Virginia Tech.
Ball whipped in right to the hands of Matthias Sweneveld, who big throw, trying to find Kasich. Kasich seems to be on the 2-on-1 as players are tracking back. He'll do a great switch to find Blacklock on the ball, finds Pereira. Pereira with the space. Pereira beats the defender, taking it in. Pereira, still Pereira. Crossed it, it's Labovitz, it's a goal! Labovitz gets the 2-1 goal, and now Virginia Tech is in the lead.
Unbelievable individual play there from Pereira. It all originated with a beautiful save from Matthias Swaneveld, swinging it up all the field to Chris Little, who was able to cross it over to James Kasich, finding the feet of Pereira, who was injured early in this half. He was able to beat not 1 but 2 Notre Dame defenders, draw the entire attention to his side. Turnbull shifts over, which left the back door wide open. A beautiful cross to the feet of Jacob Labovitz. One-timed it into the back of the net. Turnbull did not stand a chance, was out of position. So was the entire Notre Dame defensive line, and Virginia Tech takes the lead here with about 11 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Labovitz with the great finish in front of goal. Pereira with the great play, beating multiple defenders on his way to get the assist. And now it's Virginia Tech still attacking, still wanting more as Moyers is attacking, going forward. He gets the ball taken away by Pellegrino, so now it's Notre Dame going the other way. And as you said, about 10 minutes left in this game. Virginia Tech leading 2-1, both of these goals coming in the second half.
Looks like Moyers behind the play, cramping up again, kind of trying to walk it off. He had a solid attempt there, but just kind of slid down, landed hard on his knee. It's been a difficult night for all the players out there. They're playing hard, and Moyer has recently checked back in with the yellow card.
Notre Dame on the ball with Dumas. Plays it out wide to Coleman. Coleman beating Durst. Beats Blacklock. But he loses it. So now it's Virginia Tech going the other way. Labovitz with the ball, playing it out wide for Pereira. Pereira sending it to the other side. Virginia Tech now attacking. Pereira once again gets the ball, but the ball is too far ahead of him. So the ball goes out for the Notre Dame throw.
Yeah, he was just taking a bad angle on that one. He was trying to, it seemed like he mistimed the ball. He tried to, chest past it and take it to the corner, but the ball was a little bit behind him, had to readjust, and because of that, the ball sails out of bounds.
The Fighting Irish now attacking. 9 minutes left in this game. Pellegrino on the near side. Plays it back to Farley. Farley trying to find McFadden, but the ball's headed away by Kasich to Little. Little, who tried to find Pereira, but was unable to. So now Notre Dame once again back on the ball with Felician Dumas. Dumas finds Omar, who lays it off to Lynn. Lynn trying to find a Sheriff, cleared out by Mejia. Notre Dame still attacking with Pellegrino. Pellegrino crosses it in, headed away from Kasich, and now falls to the feet of Labovitz. Labovitz attacking now. Can't get past Quinton. Notre Dame once again. This time it seems like they are the ones in possession, passing the ball around, getting some touches on, as it's Farley here on the near side, trying to find a ball over the top to Pellegrino, as it falls to Chris Little. Chris Little with a big boot up top to clear it out, trying to switch the field. Looks like he was trying to find Lennon on the other side. Durst on the ball. Plays it back to Sweneveld. Sweneveld with a big clearance. Just boots it up to Quinton, who brings it down and plays it to Farley. Farley back to Quinton.
It looks like Nikhil Clark-Smith is ready to check back in. He was cramping up earlier. Still no sight of Christo Strickler. With 7.5 minutes remaining, I don't think we'll be seeing any more of Strickler in this ball game. Hopefully, the injury isn't too serious for Virginia Tech fans.
Virginia Tech once again on the ball, as Mejia will play it back to Sweneveld. Sweneveld once again. Long ball up top, trying to find Lennon. But Philip Quinton of Notre Dame clears it out as Coleman was attacking. His shirt got pulled there by Mejia. So free kick for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame, about 7 minutes left, have struggled with possession this half. You're not going to get a goal immediately off this Virginia Tech defense, who is favored more of the defensive side, but they need to maintain possession and find their outside players, especially Jack Lynn, who has the lone goal for the Fighting Irish, if they want to equalize this here late in the second half.
Notre Dame on the ball. It was Omar who played it back to Quinton. Quinton finding Casey in the middle. Casey sends it back to Dumas. Dumas switches the field to the near side here with Farley. Farley finding Pellegrino, but the ball going out of bounds. Seems like a quick lapse in thinking there from Pellegrino.
And that was good pressure on the near sideline from Chris Little, forcing the inadvertent touch. And it looks like Clark-Smith will be returning to the game. And it appears to replace Lapovich, who got the potential game-winning goal to put the Hokies ahead. And Lennon will also check out.
Yeah, it was Lapovich who had a couple of shots saved away by Turnbull. But now this time finally getting the goal off the assist from Pereira. The Hokies leading 2-1 here with about 6 minutes left here in the second half. Notre Dame now attacking with Pellegrino on the near side, but he loses the ball. And Pereira trying to find Clark-Smith. Clark-Smith with a great touch. Quinton still on him, but Clark-Smith using his speed. He enters the 18-yard box. Quinton still on him as he falls down. Goal kick as Clark-Smith was getting pushed around there by Turnbull, but nothing comes of it. Turnbull just wanted to get the ball quickly to get the goal kick. Of course, Notre Dame now on a time crunch with about 5 minutes left in the game here, only down by 1 goal. And they're sending men forward. Casey on the ball. Finds Lynn. Lynn will play to Omar. Omar will go wide to Dumas. Dumas going forward, pressured there. Loses it, but cleared out by Lennon.
And it seems like Clark-Smith, a natural defender, is now playing as the high point for Virginia Tech on the forward with the strength, the speed, and his body to try and throw off those defenders, still trying to work the possession on the back line for the Fighting Irish.
And Virginia Tech seems like a line of 5 in the back. Looks like Coach Brizendine just wants to hold this lead as Durst, Mejia, Igginson, Kasak, and Little are all forming a back line. And as you said, leaving Clark-Smith up top with Moyers and Pereira in the middle. As Notre Dame was flagged down for offsides.
Seems like another offsides for Notre Dame. I think that's their 3rd on the game. Virginia Tech has been very solid in terms of staying onside, but Notre Dame, a couple lapses of judgment on the front line, but, more credit to the Virginia Tech defense led by Ingeson Hagley to push the defenders up.
The last couple minutes has been all Notre Dame. They've been having good possession and good movement of the ball, but haven't registered any dangerous threats so far. With 3 minutes and about 45 seconds remaining, they'll need to be getting men forward. Farley pushing up. Plays it to Casey. Casey sending it out wide to Quinton. Clark-Smith pressuring this back line as Notre Dame continues to pass and move. Omar trying to find Coleman out wide, unable to. Ball from Lennon trying to find Clark Smith, but it's cut out by Quinton, who will play it back to his keeper, Turnbull. Virginia Tech about 3 minutes away from getting their first ACC conference win of the season, while Notre Dame on the cusp of getting their 5th division loss. Notre Dame attacking with Casey crossing the midfield. Farley on the ball, trying to find Pellegrino out wide, pressured there by Kasak. Great sliding tackle to win the ball back, but not a good pass to Pereira there. So Notre Dame once again back on the ball. Pellegrino trying to find Asheris with Igginson on him. Near the goal line, bad touch there as the ball goes out for the goal kick. And Asheris hurt.
It looked like he and Ingerson collided on that goal line as Ingerson made the challenge. And he looks all right. He's kind of hobbling around, but definitely trying to walk things off with about 2.5 remaining as Cameron Lennon checks back into the game for Virginia Tech, replacing Brendan Moyer.
So a goal kick for Virginia Tech. 2 minutes, 26 seconds remaining as Sweneveld is getting ready for a goal kick. McFadden having some words with the referee. Sweneveld getting ready to kick the ball away. Ball falls to Clark Smith, who gets pushed there by Omar, and the ref does call it.
Oh,
free kick.
I wasn't sure if he was going to call it. There definitely was some contact in the back. I think Clark Smith, definitely a very good acting job, kind of sold it, flailed his arms, and kind of cocked his head back. Like I said, there was contact. I don't know if it would have been enough for a normal foul, but Clark Smith definitely sold it the way of Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech once again on the ball. It's Lennon on the near side getting pressured there by Farland. Farland does a good job to depossess him. But it's Haugley winning the ball back for the Hokies. Once again, Lennon on the ball. Great move there as he's brought down by Omar. Another foul. But Lennon grabbing at his, seems like he's grabbing at his knee.
It looked like just like a swipe from Omar in an attempt to kind of regain position, and caught his arm and pulled him back. And a yellow card has been issued to Omar, the 3rd of the game, the first to an Irish defender. Definitely stopping a potential promising play. You can see on that play, Aiden McFadden definitely visibly and verbally very upset with the call. Did not agree with it, standing behind the referee. Thought he had a better look, but unfortunately for McFadden, he does not have the whistle. And the whistle goes against Notre Dame on this one, and so does the yellow card.
And it looks like Pereira is getting ready to take this set piece again. The last time he had a free kick near the edge of the 18-yard box where he was looking for the upper 90, but it was a great save there by Duncan Turnbull. About 26 yards out for Pereira, so a little bit further this time. The angle a little bit closer here to the near side. Not as well centered. About a 3-man wall. Looks like it's Omar, Dumas, and Farley in the wall for the Fighting Irish. Virginia Tech fine with leaving 5 players in the back. They see that only 1 minute and 41 seconds remain in this game, and they're comfortable trying to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, there's no point in putting anyone up to pressure it. You don't want to get caught in a counterattack.
Pereira with the shot. Ooh, just wide.
He tried to hook that around the wall successfully, but he wasn't able to sneak it in between the post and Turnbull, and it goes out wide for a goal kick.
So the ball goes out, and it's a throw-in for Notre Dame. Farley with the quick throw to find Casey, pressured there by Clark Smith. But Casey able to find Pellegrino with lovely touches, bouncing the ball off his thigh, finds Lynn. Lynn, who tried to get the touch off his shoulder, but Durst doing a great job as Kazak just boots it up, clearing the ball away. Clark Smith, the only player in the opposing half pressuring this Fighting Irish black line as 1 minute remains. The clock is counting down as Igginson clears it out. Notre Dame still on the ball with Farley. Pressured there by Pereira. Finds Casey. 40 seconds remaining as McFadden switches the field, trying to find Coleman. Unable to, as the ball goes out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. And it looks like that will do it.
Yeah, Virginia Tech definitely going to take some time. They had the lead against Boston College with only 7 seconds remaining and surrendered a goal. So it's not over until the fat lady is singing. Brizendine is definitely trying to coach his back line to hold the pressure with about 20 seconds remaining.
Notre Dame still on the ball with Farley. Pressure, high pressure from Virginia Tech. Big boot up forward as the countdown begins. Big boot into the box, trying to find any Irish player, and the ball is just cleared out. And Virginia Tech get their first ACC conference win of the season. They get the 2-1 victory against the Fighting Irish. Igginson on his knees with his hands in his head, just happy and relieved with the victory as he's getting some high fives and some hugs from some of his teammates. Igginson, of course, scoring the first goal off the penalty spot. And Jacob Labovitz with the winning goal to give Virginia Tech this victory.
Exactly. Ingerson should be really proud of his effort. He played all 90 minutes. So did most of the back line, especially those center defenders and Mejia and Hagley as well. Clark Smith kind of went down with an injury, had to be subbed out throughout the time. But 90 minutes played, 90 minutes of hard soccer played by the back line, except for that one miscommunication late in the first half but between Mejia and Hagley led to the goal for Notre Dame. But overall, despite Notre Dame dominating most of the possession throughout the first half and the last 10 minutes of the second half, Virginia Tech is able to pull off a 2-1 victory after a huge shift of momentum as they came out of the break.
So Virginia Tech recording their first conference win against Notre Dame, who will go back home with their 5th loss of the season. This will make things interesting. Both these teams were in the bottom of the ACC division. Virginia Tech happy with this win, looking to move up. On Tuesday, the Longwood Lancers will be traveling from Farmville to come face the Hokies here. And after that, Virginia Tech will be taking on the number 1 ranked team in the country in Virginia. So still some tough games to play here for Virginia Tech.
And on the other flip of the coin, Notre Dame, after this one, they fall to 7-5-1. Definitely not the result they were looking for today. Held possession most of the first half, got the lead. They were undefeated this season when scoring first, but Virginia Tech was also undefeated this season when trailing at half. When the opponent scores first. So the Virginia Tech faithful are definitely giving up for their the hometown team. They're able to come out with their first win of the season, but all is not lost for Notre Dame. They're going to travel to play Michigan at home. That's going to be a tough out-of-conference game back in Indiana, and then they're going to have to travel to finish off the season on the road against Wake Forest, which they are also really high up in those ACC stand-ins. They're number 1 in the Atlantic Division, and they're 4th in the nation, sitting at 10-2. And then finally, Notre Dame will finish the season at home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, we know, defeated Virginia Tech in the last game, so Notre Dame, not an easy ACC schedule going forward, especially out of conference with Michigan, but as the Fighting Irish, they're definitely disappointed, not able to get a result here tonight. But there are still hopes with the NCAA tournament because they are ranked 16th in RPI in the nation out of 201 schools.
Once again, your final score here at Thompson Field, Virginia Tech 2, Notre Dame 1. We hope you guys will tune in into the women's soccer game coming up soon. Clint and I will be on the call for that once again as Virginia Tech Hokies women's soccer get ready to take on Wake Forest. Once again, for Third 304 Sports, I'm Rodrigo Aviles. Good night.